Doesn't work for a lot of bands, but you guys kind of pull it off. The last bands that I can think of who kind of mined the country thing in this kind of way that were semi-successful would have been Lone Justice, maybe in the 80s, or the Rave Ups. Is that anybody that you guys listen to or not aware of at all?
I don't think so. No.
See, I've dated myself. I'm just too damn old. Obviously, look is important to you guys. That was the first thing I was struck by when I walked into the Hard Rock. There was this country June Carter looking girl up front. Is that an L5, by the way? The guitar?
Did I have, was that when I had my Washburn, or was that?
No, it's a Gibson.
No, it's actually a Guitar Research, it's just a knockoff. I had a J5 Washburn that got stolen.
Ooh.
So this is kind of it was my replacement guitar, and I just haven't replaced it yet. So that's kind of what I'm real
So anyway, playing that, and you play a fretless bass.
Yes.
Which is highly unusual anymore, and you play it really, really well. Your intonation is just spot on.
Thank you.
So what's your kind of musical background? I don't see that kind of bass playing coming out of a country background.
I don't think I really have a country background. I play fretless because I like the way it sounds.
Right.
I get more different variety of tone
Mhm.
than just a regular bass.
But it's not something you see very often, especially not outside, maybe outside of jazz and well, in this town, lounge acts and stuff like
Probably
that.
just jazz is about it.
Yeah, really. How long have you been playing?
Geez. 20 years maybe?
And have you always played the fretless?
Since I was 5.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It seemed like, and what kind of bass is that?
That's a Warwick.
So I thought so. It looked like something we left and I said, that's not a cheap bass.
100 pounds of sturdy bass.
Yeah, right. I saw a stage plot online and it said something about, where the amps were. And it said, there was like an argument going back and forth on how many amps. And it says, Paige plays 2 amps. And I'm like, wait a second, that's not a girl thing. That's like a guy, lead guitar player, I've got to have 2 amps thing. Do you play 2 amps?
Well, Andrew kind of came up with that, so it was kind of a guy thing. But I was playing an acoustic for a long time, but I wasn't really getting the boost that I needed to go between, having a nice full sound for strumming because I'm mostly rhythm, but then when I wanted to do a little color, a little lead, I couldn't get myself out there enough without feeding back too much. So Andrew
So we had 1 amp
got
scooped for her rhythm
Came out,
and 1 amp
yeah.
boosted mid for her leads, and so she steps on a pedal. And
So you've got an A/B switch to go back and forth.
Yeah, but now I've just got a new amp, so.
She does.
That's the only
with 2 channels
Yeah.
on it, and we can.
So
do it
it's
that way.
a little bit easier to do
To
it.
haul and everything. And Andrew, you're, I read online, you're a carpenter by trade?
Yeah,
Built your own guitar?
right.
Wow.
So, well, I built a few guitars. I built, I have that, what is that? It's like a Bigsby Gibson, like,
Is that the one you were playing last
Fresh
week?
style. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I played
okay.
last week. And then I have a Telecaster, and then I built a lap steel that I play. So I
Wow.
made all 3 of those.
And what is that amp with the LEDs
It's
in the
a
panel?
Stevie Vai Carvin Legacy.
Okay, you'd obviously modified it a
modified
lot.
it. It was a head, and I turned it into a combo, and I put those lights in it and covered it. I built the cabinet myself and covered it with red velvet.
He's fancy.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
we're going back to the whole idea of the look and everything being important. The gig that we took a little video on was at a place called the Bunkhouse, and it's a funky old bar. It looks like it's been there since the 50s maybe. It's
Been there for a long
a
time.
long time, not a great sounding room, not really well lit stage, but those little lights that you brought up made a really big difference. It just changed the vibe. Is that something, is it just that you're a handy guy and you want to try and do cool, weird stuff, or is that something you think
really
about?
good on stage.
Well, Especially in that room, the drums like disappear, and so I first started bringing those lights for the drums, and then the two lights I had got stolen, and I was trying to find some more, but I couldn't find them, so I made those actually, and I decided to make one for each of us and two for the drums, because it made a big difference with the drums.
Well, you're right. Visually, the drums just disappeared. You couldn't see at all all night. Courtney was like, it's just this black.
Oh, even with the lights on?
Well, you could a little bit with the lights on, but yeah, you're right. It's just kind of a V-shaped, hole back there.
Yeah, but the lights helped a lot with the drums. They made it look really neat. And then I was like, well, maybe it'll look neat with us too, with the lights.
Well, I love the fact that it's not anything that looked like it was a big deal. I mean, it looked like those all came out of a little satchel or something you can just carry real easily. Nobody's going to give you a hard time about.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to build a pedal for them soon. He just hasn't gotten around to it.
Now, do we know that because he said it, or do we know that just because that's who he is?
It's just who he is.